Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic. Probably if you could squeeze a bit more, get Mason Mount in. That's my weekly plug. Mason Mount. He is the man. Welcome everybody to Dream Team Tonic, episode 18 on this week when we get our transfers back on Friday. Exciting week. With me, as usual, two top men. We've got James and Ben. Are you there, lads?
How you doing, Tony? James?
I'm here, mate. All good, thanks.
Happy days. Nice to have you on this nice Wednesday evening. United game's kicked off, so we won't be knowing what's going on in that game unless you two have got your alerts on. I'm trying to stay concentrated. Let's get straight into this because I think we've got a bit of a busy night. Let's jump onto the 1K owned and have a gander at that. Top 1K ownership within the game. Bruno Fernandes still sat there at the top, 99.7%. No surprise with Ruben Diaz and Cancelo up there. Harry Kane, 76.4%. Ederson, 69.1%. Rashford, he's climbed up there, hasn't he? Rashford, 68.9%. Mo Salah, 63.6%. Kev De Bruyne, he's soon got his percentage back up there at 61%. Was he not on 36% last week, was he?
He was 34% last week.
34%, that's a big climb. Big climb from him. Phil Foden owners, 60% in top 1K. They'll be a little bit gutted. He's not had much game time again. Whatever's gone on there. It's a strange one. Gundogan, 59%. I mean, it's full of City, Stones, Sterling. It's not changed, has it?
Quite a few people with Harvey Barnes on there, I see.
I guess he were heavily transferred in, weren't he? I were one of them. I transferred Harvey Barnes in and got him injured. The previous week, Ben won't be forgiving me for this. The previous week, I transferred Maddison in, and he got crocked as well. So
You're the jinx, mate.
I am. I told you. As soon as Leicester started going well, I did apologise for jumping on a bit of a Leicester train. But so my transfers, when I get them this week, I will be throwing in Jamie Vardy, Soyuncu.
I doubt it now they've been knocked out of the Europa League.
No, I'm definitely not touching them.
Bag of shite that was.
I'll let them recover. I'll be staying away from them. Yeah, not too much surprise on the top 1K. It's very heavy City still. So if you're looking to make a move or try and gain on any of them top 1K, City is not the route to be going, really. We've got the ins and outs.
Yeah. I was just going to say there's only one Chelsea player in the top 1K ownership.
Yeah, that's the train. That's probably
the one we've been banging on about for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's doing all right.
It's doing all right defensively, isn't it?
Back-to-back clean sheets, Atletico Madrid and United. Can't go wrong with her, can you?
No.
Great performance from the defence. Like you say, they're struggling a little bit going forward, but yeah, doing well. Good assets to have to counteract this City push. But yeah, go on the transferred in. Obviously, not much going on in the ins and outs. Last week of the month, but we'll just have a quick skim over them.
Gundogan still top 13,000 transfers in. He got a 0, didn't he? Got no points.
Yeah.
Nil points. Yeah, 2 games, no points. De Bruyne, no surprise, he's back up there. 10,000 transfers in. Already got a star man, didn't he?
Yeah, straight off the bat.
Yeah. Harvey Barnes. A lot of people in the same boat, so not too much to worry about, really. 9,000 people transferred that in.
Yeah.
Diaz, 7,500. A bit late to the party for that, ain't you?
Yeah. It treated him to a goal, I suppose. If you had
Yeah.
City defenders, you wanted Diaz.
Yeah, I thought, clean sheet wipeout, happy days, and then the two centre halves go and score. Diaz and Stones.
Typical.
Nearly Laporte scored as well, didn't he? Dodgy offside goal.
Yeah.
Edison, 4,000.
I think a lot of people are transferring him just to because they know that he survives pet roulette, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the only one really. And Diaz is probably nailed. He probably missed one game every 10. But like Cancelo and Stones get rotated, don't they?
Yeah.
Cancelo's probably more nailed than Stones.
Yeah, it's because he can play both sides.
Yeah.
He uses him a bit more.
I was going to say, Edison's quite dear now, though, isn't he, for a goalkeeper? They don't get many points in Dream Team goalkeepers.
Yeah, that's it.
If you can
Money
afford
wasted
him,
there.
fair enough.
Aguero there on that list.
Yeah, he is 4.7 million.
Yeah, he's snuck on there, hasn't he? People taking a gamble.
It's a gamble worth taking, really, with the fixtures, and you'd think he's going to get quite a bit of game time, maybe, depending on how fit he is.
Yeah.
When I seen he was in the starting lineup on Saturday, I went, oh no, because I love Aguero, and I thought, am I going to put him in? And I stopped myself. I says, come on, pet roulette.
Yeah,
it's just he probably won't play the next game, and he didn't, did he?
No, he didn't. Didn't get a sniff.
Who else? Who got on there? Cancelo's gone up 5.9 million as well. That's a lot of money now, isn't it?
Hell of a lot of money for a defender.
It's dearer than De Bruyne.
Yeah, we're just going through that. How many people he's more expensive of? Son, Rashford. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And on the list as well, you got Lingard.
Yeah, he's a bit of goal scoring form for West Ham.
Yeah, 5 goals, is it? No, 3 goals. 1-star man and 2 assists in 5 games.
It's not bad, is it? He obviously kept himself fit because he weren't getting any game time at United, was he?
Yeah. The only thing with him is they play United this month, so he can't play against United. And they've only got 2 games this month, so you're probably best leaving him out if you're interested in him.
Yeah, not this month.
No.
Let's jump across to transferred out then. Let's go on, James, have a look through that list, mate.
So, as you wouldn't be surprised, the most transferred out is dominated by injured players, players that are more prone to rotation. So, at the top, we've got 31,000 people have taken out Jack Grealish. I think he's probably out for another week or 2. Ben Chilwell, he seems to be up there every week, losing managers left, right, and centre. He's lost another 11,000 this week. Maddison, he's going to be out for a while, isn't he? There's no surprise there. 5,500.
Yeah.
You got Robertson, 5,000 transfers out. Liverpool's form has not been brilliant, although I could see we've got some Liverpool got some nice fixtures coming up. So, and he's actually he's reasonably priced now, I think, at 3.7. So probably one to watch there, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit surprised to see Son on the list at nearly 4,500 out. I mean, if you look at Spurs fixtures coming up this month, I don't think it's going to get any better than that. They've got 5 fixtures as well, so bit surprised to see Son on there.
Yeah, I think that's like you say, 4,500 people not looking at the fixtures that are coming up.
Yeah, exactly. A bit further down, you've got Mane, 3,000 out. Justin, no surprise there, he's out for the season. Your man Werner, he's been dropped by 2,500. Tony.
They'll regret it.
Are you still keeping the faith, Tony?
I've got to now. It's blind faith now. There's no, he'll do a Mahrez on me.
Yeah. Done it
see,
again, hasn't he?
People are still dropping Mendy, I see, which is a bit of a surprise. They've had a couple of clean sheets, as we were saying earlier, against sides where I thought they probably wouldn't get clean sheets. So I think Chelsea have proved their defensive credentials. If anyone's thinking of getting rid of any Chelsea defenders, I think they should probably have a rethink.
Yeah, I think they've beaten the fixtures, haven't they?
Yeah.
You like you say, you look at them fixtures, you're like, there's no chance. So transfers out maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, but this week, yeah, it's a weird one, especially with Chelsea's fixtures coming up at the like mid March after the Atletico game. I think they've got Sheffield United, West Brom, Palace, Brighton, West Ham, and Fulham.
Yeah.
That run of fixtures. I mean, that's why I'll be keeping Werner. I'd like to hope that he'll be scoring a few against them. And defensively, I mean, they should be keeping quite a lot of clean sheets in there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything else more to say on the transferred out.
No, let's jump right in to some listeners' questions. Let's get this chat going. Fergie's Prentice is on. Is Bale too much of a risk? He's got a guy top of his mini league that's got Kane, so he's going to go differential to him. What do you guys reckon?
I think Bell could be a great option. I mean, if you look at his scores between game week 21 and game week 23, it was 15, 5, 8, and this week he's got 20, and he's still got another game. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good return. He's only in that time he's gone from 4.2 million to 4.7, and I reckon he'll get another 0.3 rise Friday morning to take him to 5 million.
Yeah.
Spurs fixtures look good. The only downside is probably the Mourinho factor if he falls out with Bell.
Yeah. That could happen at any point.
It could, couldn't it?
Like you say, in his last 4 games, he's racked up 48 points. But from the start of the season, he's only had 34 points before then. And he's not been in favour. Obviously, he's not been playing much, but like you say, the Mourinho effect, he could. It's still a risk. It is a risk, but would you not see Son as a safer option? If you're chasing someone who's got Kane, would you not be safer going to Son? What do you reckon, Ben?
Well, it's a short month anyway, isn't it? There's only 3 game weeks, so I'd be tempted to go for it. Yeah. I think Bale's a bit of a star man magnet when he's on form.
Yeah.
And he'll more likely get it than Son, the star man. And if he's involved with the goals and the assists, like see that pass at the weekend, it's unbelievable for one of the goals.
Yeah. For Kane.
It was Kane's goal, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be interested in putting him in for this week. And even if he doesn't, only if you haven't got a lot of fires put out, you know what I mean? If you've got a steady team there, bring him in because you've got 5 transfers anyway. So bring him in. If you don't play, then take him out. I'd still definitely be looking at him.
I kind of think he is undroppable at the minute. He can't play like he has played and then not be starting the next game. Can you see him dropping him and putting like Bergwijn back in?
I could see him getting rotated. Basically, I don't think he'll get dropped. He might get dropped, like rested on the bench. Like he won't get. He'll still play at some part.
Yeah.
So I saw Mourinho in a press conference yesterday, and he was saying that they asked him, "Why is it taking so long for you to get Bale into the side?" And he was sort of intimating that they shouldn't be asking him that question. They should be asking Real Madrid that question because he was he's barely played in the last 2 years for Madrid, as I
That's
think what
true.
he was hinting at. So it's going to take quite a while to get up to speed, is what he was inferring. And now he's sort of saying, "I've got the bail that I wanted," sort of thing. So I think he's going to be a fixture in that side going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice front three, that, isn't it? Son, Kane, and Bale.
Yeah. I was thinking as well the other day. I was thinking that Tottenham have been struggling defensively, haven't they? So you've got to play to your strengths. So you've got to play. You're a good attacking. You've got good attacking players. You just got to go out all attack. I think that's what he done against Burnley at the weekend.
But then what is he not going to revert back to Mourinho once the big sides start coming around again? Is he not going to revert back to park the bus?
I wouldn't be surprised.
But I think if he's got them players in his team, any team in the Premier League would be happy to have Bale and Kane in their team, wouldn't they, on form? So
Definitely.
They could beat anyone with them players. So you've got to play to your strengths, I think.
Yeah. And those fixtures coming up are so plumb that
exactly
it's the best time to jump on for sure.
Yeah.
I think you've had the question answered. Go on, Ben.
And keep an eye on Ali. I think he might be getting a run out.
Yeah,
he's starting to get. He's starting to play in every game now. He's like coming off the bench and he's starting the games in the Europa League. So, and he's been playing well. So hopefully he'll come in as well, and it'll be a nice front four then.
Yeah, he's looked decent, hasn't he? And a few bits I've seen him.
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong there earlier in the season, but yeah, another one of Mourinho's fallouts by the looks of it. So the back end of Fergie's question, I think you got your answer there, Fergie. I think it's worth the risk. Definitely. Back end of his question, he's asking, is it wise to? You can see his team up on screen. Yeah. Rashford to Bale, and then Maddison to KDB, which he can afford. And then he's saying, is it worth doing the Rashford back to Salah for the fixture turn? I think that's sensible, don't you?
Yeah. I think Fergie's got his finger on the pulse. Very similar to some of the moves I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Salah move, I think we're going to move on to that with another question, but yeah, Liverpool, they've no games at back end of this month, have they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've got a couple of blank fixtures coming up in mid-March.
Yeah, so we'll move on to Ian, FPL Toad in the Hole. I'll do these a little bit in reverse, these questions, because where we just touched on Salah. Is taking Salah out too much of a risk this month? Go on, Ben.
Well, I'd be keeping him for this week at least. They've got Fulham at home and then Leipzig at home. And then they've got one more game after that next week against Wolves. And then they've got a blank. So I'd keep him in for the first game anyway. First game week. And then look to bring somebody else in.
Mm. Good
James?
advice, that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm similar to that. I've brought down here. Take Salah out on 12th of March after this next game week. Fulham, Leipzig. Yeah. Rashford. Oh. That'd be Werner. No. Yeah, I get Salah out on 12th. His other question, other part, is it a great idea to start preparing for the Chelsea and Arsenal fixtures that are going to be very favourable in March? James?
I do. Yes, I think so. Although you've got to remember that this week Chelsea have only got one fixture, so you might want to hold off on any Chelsea transfer plans by 1 week. After that, they're looking amazing. Arsenal, well, they've got a pretty nice run as well. They've got 5 fixtures between now and the end of March, with Burnley, Olympiacos to kick off that run. I think The only tricky one they've got would probably be top the North London derby.
Yeah,
Otherwise, they're pretty favourable fixtures in March, I would say. So yeah, get planning on those Chelsea and Arsenal fixtures, definitely.
yeah. I'd throw Spurs in that mix as well. Them Spurs fixtures are great, aren't they?
I think for Spurs have
Yeah.
got the best fixture run of all of them. Yeah,
Yeah, Chelsea some more in April. But yeah, Spurs this month really. What do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Didn't Olympiacos knock Arsenal out last year?
I don't know whether it was last year or year before,
Yeah.
but yeah, I vaguely remembered because it might have been last year actually. But was it not? Was the chairman not their owner or
Yeah.
whatever? I
He
mean, I
had
think he on the
COVID.
pitch and he ended up with COVID, didn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
He's got something to do with Forest as well, isn't he, that chairman? Or is he still.
Yeah, I think
He
he has still
was.
his fingers in the pie at Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the year
So,
before was Arsenal Chelsea Europa League final, wasn't it? With Sarri. Sarri won it.
good.
We're
Well
going back
remembered.
too
that's
far
a great,
now.
I was going to say that's a great memory, that Ben. Yeah,
Yeah, Hazard's
Yeah, you're
last
right.
game, weren't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I remember bringing in Giroud with my last transfer that sealed second place in my mini league, and I think that was the first year I was playing it.
Brilliant.
That's good that when you can keep some back for the last few games of the season, just to get the extra points.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so the Orient get rid of Salah on the 12th after these next two games. Let him try and do some damage before then. Right, Big Red Egg. I mean, this issue's been resolved. Obviously, they had a bit of a glitch, didn't they, in the who scored system last night, and everyone's been fretting most of the day about all their points disappearing. We had Mahrez. Mahrez ended up on a 6.3 or something with an assist and a goal. Jesus on a 6.6 with 2 goals. Yeah, he's having a bit of a moan. There's always something every year.
he's
I
not
mean,
wrong.
there is always something. Yeah, I think that's the way it is, isn't it? With computer systems and stuff like that, you're always going to have something go a little bit wrong. It is a little bit frustrating when people you're playing cash leagues and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it can
Mind
cause
you,
quite a bit of issues.
that when they scrapped the European points last year, that wasn't a computer glitch. That was just really they could have, if they were going to do that, it should have let us know a lot sooner.
Yeah.
They just said, "Oh, by the way, we've scrapped all the European games after we'd all spent weeks building up
Definitely.
our teams with
Yeah.
extra European fixtures. We needn't have bothered."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most people started planning towards that, didn't they? Like you say, you filled your teams ready to get
Yeah.
them extra points when the European games are played, and they just pulled rug from under us.
Yeah,
It were a little bit shoddy, that was. Especially when, like you say, cash leagues and stuff. It's
Well, they didn't want to work over, did they? They wanted summer holidays.
yeah. They messaged me back and said that if we wanted the game to be ready for the season after, then they had to do that. I mean, I think that's tosh. I think
Yeah,
the
because
systems that are in place.
They run competitions in the summer anyway, so
Yeah,
I
they've
don't
done it
like the
before.
Euros and the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit embarrassing, but
the
one of them.
intern, the intern that they paid to run it was probably leaving or something.
Yeah, already handed in the notice.
It's a shame. It wasn't actually their fault this time, though, was it? It's who scored. They've got the ratings a bit muddled up.
That's true.
That's true. It was their system that went down,
Yeah.
weren't it? And I think they froze mid-game.
That happened
But, yeah.
last season with who scored. When they don't monitor the FA, was it League Cup games? at the start of the season, when they're playing like second round of the League Cup, they don't
Yeah.
they didn't rate the players. So like everybody only got like 6s or 5s or 7s. They didn't get like proper ratings. I think Dream Team ended up rating the League Cup games. If you go on who scored, they don't rate the League Cup games.
That's not good. I know. I don't know whether was it this season, last season. They had the issue with the Intertoto Cup final, and they give. I think Harry Kane scored a hat trick. They said they didn't expect the points to count, and within the rule book, it was something along the lines of the rest of them were qualifiers. That was a main game, and it were included. It were really dodgy.
The last qualifying round of the Europa League, you mean?
Yeah.
And
Intertoto Cup, that's going back a few years, isn't it? Is that not around anymore?
No, it's about 20 years ago, that.
whilst we're having a bit of a whinge fest about the Dream Team, if you can get different answers depending on who you speak to on Twitter as well. That's happened a couple of times, and you'll send them. You can send them a screenshot from the rules that clearly contradicts what they've said, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, they'll say, "Oh yeah, the rules are out of date." And you're like, "Oh, that's not very good, is it?" Whinge over.
Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. I love Dream Team, so it's the first game I started playing.
Right, so on this occasion, it wasn't actually their fault. So I think we'll let them off. Right, so moving on then. Amon Tatler's messaged, this is a good one, best Barnes replacement for under 3 million, and he's happy for a defender or a midfielder.
Go on, James.
Tricky one, that, because there aren't that many options under 3 million in the midfield range, at least. You've got Lucas Moura at 2.9. Tiedemanns could be an option, although I did see Brendan Rodgers saying he prefers him a bit further back, ideally, but I don't think Leicester have got many options in that sort of number 10 role. So Tiedemanns at 2.6. I mean, that is a bargain. You wouldn't expect to get shed load of points from a 2.6 million player, but he could be an option. If you can stretch a little bit further to Mount at 3.1, that would be a better option, I think. Or possibly even Bernardo Silva at 3.3. It's only an extra 0.3, but I think that there's not a huge amount of options in that sort of price bracket. Do you want to do the defenders, Ben? Because he did say defenders or midfielders.
Yeah, you probably could go to Luke Shaw, but he's 3.2. But like you say, you've got 5 transfers anyway, haven't you? So you can move your funds about and get somebody else in. You know what I mean? Like you can drop one of your most expensive players like Sterling or someone like that, bring in a cheaper striker.
You got it in for Sterling, haven't you, Ben?
Yeah, he's doing me head in. Rubbish. Waste of money.
You got Sterling, get rid.
You could bring in Alonso, 2.9 million.
He's a great shout.
He probably plays 80% of the games.
Yeah.
He might get rotated, but Chelsea seem to be clean sheet every game at the minute. So, and another lad from Chelsea, Christensen, he's 2.2 million. Might be worth a punt. He's
but his Silver will be back, won't he?
Yeah, I was just about to say, Silver's back in training, but he's not going to play against Liverpool on Thursday, Silver. So,
I mean, do you not think they might have learnt with Silver, because I know Lampard weren't playing him every game, was he? Because they had to manage his time.
Yeah,
and then Tuchel come in, and then did not play 2 or 3 games running.
He played every game.
They're an injury. Yeah, and then they're an injury. Yeah, straight off the back of that. So whether they do need to manage him, or it was just an injury that has nothing to do with his managing his game time.
Christensen Go on.
He's stepped up well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's played really well.
He's preferred to Zuma, so I mean, if he ever wants to rotate with Azpilicueta, give him a rest because he's not a young lad, is he? Azpilicueta.
No. But he's like the leader now, and Silva's
he is
not
main
there.
man.
Yeah,
main
he's
man,
captain. Christiansen used to play in Germany as well, so he'll know him from Germany. So, you know what I mean?
One of his mates.
Another one of his mates.
Another one of his mates.
I'm surprised Havertz hasn't been playing. Is he injured?
I think it is a fitness issue.
Yeah.
I think he did. Did he not appear on the bench in the last game? I think he was on the bench.
I think he's back now. Yeah, he had a little bit of an issue, didn't he? But nothing too serious.
He's a top player, Havertz.
Yeah.
Top player. It'd be interesting to see how we can get him ticking. So what about Sanchez at Spurs? I mean, we're talking about Spurs. I know they've been a little bit frail defensively.
He doesn't seem to get the 7+ ratings though, Sanchez. I don't know why. Just not one of the favourites of the game.
Yeah.
He's got a good chance of clean sheets this month though. Obviously, Palace, Zagreb, Arsenal, Zagreb, and then Villa. Good run of fixtures.
Do you think he's nailed on with Toby Alderweireld
I don't know.
And Eric Dyer? I mean, he seems to rotate them around a bit. Dyer seems to have dropped out the last couple.
Yeah.
Perhaps Sanchez is now the man, but I'd be a bit wary on that one, especially with Spurs defence not showing much form. But the fixtures are good, so could be an option.
Yeah, I think the two best options are defend. If you wanted to switch to a defender, I'd go Alonso out of all of them.
Yeah.
Midfield, if you wanted to keep a midfielder in there, I try to stretch them out or Silva. But like I say, if it has to be under 3 million or under. I mean, Moura. We didn't touch much on Moura. He likes the goal. He likes an assist.
He's got 9 goals this season.
It's not bad, is it? That's proper under the radar, that. Still only at 2.9 million.
If you had a choice between Moura and Alonso then, i.e. playing 4 at the back or 3, who would you go out of those two?
It's tricky, that, because I think they're both a rotation risk, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I personally erring towards Alonso myself, because I do think he'll play most of the games. He'll miss the games where they really need, against the real top sides, like he did against Man United, I think.
Yeah.
You've been wanting to get Alonso in for a few weeks now, haven't you, James?
I have, but it's just like I keep looking at the fixtures and thinking, well, maybe I'll wait a week. And to be fair, I looked at I was going to do it this week, and then I looked at the team sheet, and he wasn't in. He wasn't in the team against Man United. He's still right at the top of my list. Probably not this week again because they've only got one fixture. But then after that, mid-March onwards, Chelsea have got fixture after fixture, and they're looking pretty favourable.
Yeah, I'd probably go for Moura this week because the fixtures, Palace at home and Zagreb, I just think there's goals there.
Yeah.
Obviously, wait for the lineups. But that's what I'd be looking at.
Yeah, if it's going to be done this week, I think Moura just edges it, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's the last game on Sunday, so it's a bit of a gamble. Tottenham game 7:15 on Sunday.
See how quickly it turns for would have been running away from Spurs a couple of weeks ago. They win a couple, their fixtures turn, and all of a sudden we're bigging them up. Moura, Kane, Son, Bale, even Sanchez getting a mention.
I reckon I'll be running away from Spurs again well from Saturday the 10th of April onwards, because then it really does take a turn for the worse for a few
Yeah,
games at least.
yeah, it's an on and off job.
There's
Yeah.
another one in there actually, but is he a rotation risk? Another one. Reguilon.
Not a bad shout, Regulon. He's a decent player, isn't he? Come from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's good going forward. Watched him earlier in the season. Watched him. He's a very,
5
very good
assists.
left back. 5 assists already.
Yeah. And one star man.
Like you say, he has been rotated. I think he's been out injured. He's only just come back from an injury, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's 3.2 million as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not a bad price, I think. Quite attacking.
Yeah.
It's the only thing with the fullbacks at Tottenham. They get rotated, don't they? Like Ben Davies and Reguilon, and then you got Aurier and Doherty.
Yeah.
The Europa League. They'll probably get rotated, won't they?
I would have thought so. Yeah.
As they go further in competition, though, he's not going to start to settle and start to pick his better side and stop the rotation as much.
You might have a point there, Tony. Yeah.
He starts to get a bit more serious on it, and next thing you know, he won't be playing Joe Hart. He'll be playing Lloris. He'll stop messing around with his fullbacks. He'll stop giving Kane and Son a rest every week.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Yeah, I think there's some good options there for you, Aman. Yeah, and if you could squeeze a bit more, get Mason Mount in. That's my weekly plug. Mason Mount. He is the man. Right.
Your long lost son.
Right, guys. So let's have a look at our teams and our plans moving forward. I'll take the lead. Go on with my team first. I'm not that concerned about much. I've just got one transfer to make straight off, which is getting rid of Ferran Torres at City. Not getting much game time. My options, I'm going to go through with you two,
Okay.
which I've been looking at, is so Torres is at 3 million. I've got 0.3 in the bank, gives me 3.3. I've looked at Bernardo Silva and Lucas Moura as the midfield options. Who I wanted to stick to 4 in midfield. If I did want to go up front, a few of the other options are on that budget are Cavani, Firmino, and Jota. So I know James, you said that Jota's he's back in training now, isn't he?
Yeah. He actually travelled with the team last week, but he had a stomach issue, so he wasn't on the bench or anything. But he'll be at least on the bench this week. I think he'll probably be on the bench but I'm sure he'll get some game time this week. He's really close to coming back. I think he'll be potentially a great option. I'd be tempted to hold off, this week just to see how he looks. But if you've got a spare transfer, it's not a bad shout for trying to get ahead of your rivals to get him in early.
Yeah, I think Cavani has. I think he's playing tonight. But he's been out with an injury, and they worry me a little bit with the injuries.
He seems to be in and out a bit, isn't he? With the old injuries, like you say.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be getting a full run. Another way I could go, which I'm looking at, is we discussed it a little bit earlier. The price of Cancelo being at 5.9 million is I think I might go Torres, Tiver, Bernardo, or Moura, and then Cancelo out and put in Son.
Good shout.
I think just capitalising on that extra money that's sat in that back line.
Yeah, City got racked up quite a few clean sheets in a row, but they did have some very good fixtures. As soon as they've hit a few tougher ones, like the last couple of weeks, they've they've shipped a couple, haven't they? They're still, don't get me wrong, they're still a very good option, but Cancelo could definitely be a way to get onto that Spurs, that nice Spurs fixture run, definitely.
Yeah, Cancelo to even Bale, as we discussed earlier. Cancelo to Bale or Cancelo to Son, and then Torres across to either Moura or Silva. I think that them are my plans going forward. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, you definitely got to get rid of Torres, haven't you?
Yeah,
He's
got to
not
tidy
getting
him up.
much time now, is he? Much playing
No.
time. Yeah, Moura. If you're doing a straight swap, I'd go Moura.
Yeah,
The only thing is, it's just tricky because Tottenham don't play until the last game on Sunday.
yes, it's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, but I suppose City don't play until the game before, so you can have a little look at what everybody else is doing. But
I
yeah,
mean,
if you want to make money, Cancelo's probably the way to go.
Yeah,
given
I
that
think that's
you're
the
a
only.
little,
Go on, sorry, James.
I was going to say, given you're in the Tonic League, at least you're a little bit behind. I would go bold and do that Cancelo to Son. I think everyone's got the City back line.
Yeah,
If you want, no one else near the top is going to be getting rid of them. If you want to make that jump, that could be the way to do it. But what about Bell though? Are you not tempted?
Yeah,
yeah. I was just saying. Obviously, we discussed him earlier, didn't we?
Yeah,
With the price up to 5 million, so I still have enough for him. Bale or Son.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe even Bale. I think he might have convinced me.
Mm.
I only want to get to top 10. I just want to be able to read my own name out. That's all I'm trying to do with this team. Get to top 10 in Dream Team Tonic League. That's it.
well, he'd be a big differential, Bale, wouldn't he?
Yeah, unless everyone's looking at it and they're all going to jump on that. I can't see it. But yeah, definitely that's the way I'm looking. How about yours, Ben? James, sorry.
So yeah, I'm seriously tempted to move Rashford to Bale just to try and get a march on the rivals. If Bale continues like he's going, his ownership's gonna go up for sure because people know that once you've got an on song Bell, his ceiling is very high, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rashford's done all right, but their fixtures aren't as good as nowhere near as good as Spurs. I'm tempted to do that to get the jump on them on rivals. Son's also an option because he's probably more likely to play every game because of Bell's. They might be managing Bell's minutes a little.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Man United's fixtures, the other thing I'm thinking about is they've got Man City, they play AC Milan twice, West Ham and Leicester. I can't see them scoring hatfuls of goals against those sides. So I think now might be the time to jump off Rash and then maybe look at him again, sort of in April time, maybe depending on the fixtures.
yeah,
Longer term, I'm still looking at that Alonso move. Possibly doing Stones to Alonso because Stones, now that Laporte's back, out of all of the key defenders that people probably have in their team, I think Stones and Laporte are going to play. They're going to be every other game. I think that with those two, and that would also
yeah,
raise quite a bit of cash potentially for me to move Foden or Gundo to KDB.
yeah. That's a good
That's
shout.
what I'm thinking this at the moment.
Out of the two, Foden, Gundle, obviously you'd be a bit disappointed with Foden not getting much time last week.
Yeah.
Because
Which one
you'd have
would you?
thought he were at least nailed for one of the games.
Yeah. Which one would you drop Foden then? I'll take it out instead of Gonde.
But I know you drop Foden and then he'll probably start the next three.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. He's been frustrating all season, Foden. He's come in bit parts. Probably the same as last year. I thought this was going to be his year. Silva moving on. David Silva thought Foden, he's going to be the man to take that mantle. It just hasn't quite worked, has it?
Could this be the end of the City train?
Um,
Well, with all the rotation they're doing now, and like if there's only 3 game weeks this week, and they're all getting rotated, you only get maybe 2 games out of a player or 3 games out of a player. It's just like, what's the point? So just jump on something else.
It's a good point. Trouble is, at some point they're going to get back to that form where they're knocking 4, 5s, and 6s against the team. Then it doesn't matter if they miss the odd game, then does it? Because they're all getting in on the act.
The last 2 weeks I've had City midfielders and they've done nothing. I had Foden and Gundogan in the last 2 weeks. They've done nothing.
Gundo did get a late assist this week actually, but yeah, no, they haven't done a lot, have they? They've had a couple of toughish games though. One to ponder definitely.
I think there's something in that, Ben, though, as we move towards the final third of the season, and City seem to be wrapping up that Premier League title quite quickly. And I think then, even with the rotation, I think you might not see some of these bigger players playing the Premier League games at all. You might see Nathan Ake, like Mendy might come back out. He might be playing Zinchenko right back. If they saw that title up early and they're going to concentrate on the cups, then it's going to get even more frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. Good point, Tony.
It could be slowing down the City train, but on the basis of that, they're not slowing down. Like, do you know what I mean? If they wrap the title up early doors because they keep winning 24, 25 games in a row, then yeah, I think the rotation could become even more of a problem. And when I think what they were trying to get across is you look across at, say, Chelsea or United or even Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. They've still got something to play for. They're trying to get back up to European places. They're trying to get a bit of momentum going. So it's a tricky one because you don't want to be the first to jump off either. So you jump off and it just keeps going.
Well, look at Mahrez, isn't it? Mahrez is goaded us this week. Got 17 points. We all jumped off him for Gundogan, basically. And Gundogan's gone back to playing defensive midfield.
It shows. It's frustrating, but it seems to happen with quite a lot of players every season. But yeah, I think Foden or Gundo out of there, James. I think you're probably right to switch him to De Bruyne, and by raising the money to Stones. I'd like to see how Alonso does in there, tripling up on that Chelsea defence. I don't think that's going to do you any harm, is it?
They're looking pretty solid, aren't they?
Yeah, they're controlling the game so much. Is that I think they're hardly conceding chances against them, even against the bigger sides.
7 clean sheets in 9 now.
Yeah, it's not to be sniffed at. That, like I say, obviously the fixtures were quite good from early on, but then to do it against Atletico and United, it's pretty decent. So yeah, get on that Chelsea train, James. Anyway, it makes sense. I'm sure I'll click on your team next week. It'll have Werner up there.
I don't know if I can go that far, Tony. You can keep Werner to yourself.
Cheers, mate. Right then, let's have a look at yours, mate.
Yeah, my team. City. It's just the City players that are pissing me off at the minute.
Yeah.
Sterling, Foden, Gundogan. That's like, and I'll probably jump off Rashford because the fixtures are tough this start first week. Is it AC Milan and Man City, and then West Ham and AC Milan, and then Leicester? Yeah, probably a tough month for Rashford.
Not really good, have they?
So I'm happy with my Chelsea defence. De Gea, he's not playing tonight. So
it's a strange one.
I don't know what it says. Personal reasons. I don't know. And he's being rotated in Europa League as well. So I might have to jump across to a Chelsea keeper, Mendy, and
Yeah,
make that three Chelsea players at the back.
That's what I'd do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
just this week. It's Chelsea's only got one game. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But Man United's got City and AC Milan, so,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's no clean sheets there
What
anyway.
about taking a bit more of a gamble and going Lloris
I know, yeah.
because of the fixtures?
Yeah.
He might not be a bad shout, although I can't profess that I trust that Spurs defence to be honest, but it might pan out with those fixtures.
Yeah. Or even Leno at Arsenal, but I don't know. I just don't want an Arsenal goalkeeper in.
No.
Yeah. They've got good fixtures, Arsenal, but, they just let you down.
Yeah.
They've got Burnley, but they scored against us tonight, so.
Yeah.
So the keeper is on my watch list. Defence I'm happy with, as Piliqueta, Maguire, Rudiger. Obviously, Bruno and KDB, I'm happy with them. So Foden, Gundogan, and Sterling and Rashford. I'm going to be looking at Arsenal attackers, I think, which is a bit of a surprise, I bet.
Wow, that is a surprise, Ben.
Yeah. Aubameyang, has he got 5 goals in 3 games?
Oh, don't say
Is he
Aubameyang.
back? Is he back?
Whoa, that's a bold move, Ben.
Come on,
But
it's playing Burnley.
I salute you. I salute you, my friend.
Yeah, they've got tough fixtures this month. He likes playing Tottenham as well, doesn't he, Aubameyang?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Saka, he's getting star man. He's had 5-star man, is it now? Yeah, Saka's got 5-star man, 6 goals and 6 assists.
He's done quite well recently. I've noticed he's in a few teams, and those teams have gone up the league because I've been spying on my rivals. Saka's done all right the last few weeks.
Yeah, so like maybe for Gundogan or something like that, because Gundogan's getting rotated. I don't know.
Thinking.
Just to try and get some star players from different teams in there instead of having just block Man City all the time.
Yeah,
and then them getting rotated. Like Sterling's, I don't want a midfielder up front. I don't like him. He's basically a winger. He doesn't get in the centre in the penalty box. Apart from that goal he scored against Arsenal, I don't know how he scored that header.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get rid of Sterling as well. I'd probably go double Tottenham, Bale or Son, just for the fixtures. But Aubameyang is in my mind. Yeah, that's probably it for me.
Yeah, it's a brave one, Aubameyang, but it is one that could pay off handsomely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That midfield there, Foden, Gundogan, De Bruyne. Like you say, it's frustrating, isn't it? Frustrating. Watching the rotation go on.
Yeah, it's on paper, you'd think, that's a decent team, that. But I just think there's more points to be scored somewhere else.
Yeah.
Definitely going forward with the Arsenal and Spurs fixtures. I think, you've got to be trying to tweak it, aren't you, there? Go on, James, what are you saying?
Well, no, I was just going to say, someone's going to have to break the template at some point. So, why not Aubameyang?
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
He's due. To jump off the train. Well, he scored a hat trick, and then he scored 2 goals against Benfica. So, is he back on form? He's been poor all season.
Was he not on the bench at weekend?
Yeah, he didn't. They rested. It looks like they're going for the Europa League. Well, we'll see in the next league game if they rest Saka and Aubameyang again. Yeah. But this is what United did, didn't they? When Jose Mourinho was in charge, they rested all the players in the league and went for the Europa League, and obviously went on to win it. And it's a chance to get into the Champions League, isn't it? Isn't it now?
Big prize,
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll keep my eye on that. But yeah.
I mean, I don't think Arsenal will be good enough to win that competition.
No.
But you can try, can't you?
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
try. I just think Aubameyang, he's just looking a little bit of a shadow of his former self. I know he scored an hat-trick over the week, and he does seem to have caught fire a little bit, but he's a frustrating player to watch, Aubameyang, at the moment. He used to be prolific. He were electric.
Yeah.
Just don't seem to get that from him at the minute. But you never know.
But
I think Saka's a good option.
Yeah. You got to remember though, class is permanent, form is temporary.
That is true, mate.
Yeah.
He probably just needs a rocket up his arse, and he'll be back on it. Because don't get me wrong, he's an absolute quality player. So I'd like to see that back.
When I was looking at the Arsenal assets, I noticed Pepe's up there as well. He gets rotated a lot, but when he plays, he gets star man. He's got 8 star mans this season.
Is that because of his dribbling?
6, sorry.
Is that his dribbling? I take it.
I don't know. He's got 6 star man, 8 goals and 4 assists.
They do like a dribbler do during team.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. It's the who scored things in it, the rankings. That's why Traore was absolutely prolific with the star mans last year.
Yeah,
he'd come on at 78 minutes and he'd get a star man. it were unbelievable. He just used to pick the ball up and run with it, and that were it. Next thing you know, he's on a 7.9 rating against Starman. It was like a cheat code. Anyway, well, yeah. Well, I think we discussed a lot of players there moving forward. It's into this month. Covered quite a few there. Some good options. There. Right, we'll go on to the Dream Team Tonic Mini League. The top 10. Let's see if I can read these out. I've not got the full names, so I'm going to have to try and remember your names this time. In 10th, we've got Leg End 2, which is Tom Brindley. In 9th, James Fricker, Dodgy's Sisters Athletic.
Hey,
it's getting louder. It's getting louder.
Yeah.
I think each week he'd probably get noisier, won't he?
Yeah, okay.
In 8th, Dream Team Professor, Sean Harris. Or is it Scott Harris? There you are. Sorry, mate. S. Harris, I'll go with. In 7th, German Shepherd, Gary Fisher. In 6th, Ben's DT Tonic 11, Ben Lee.
Come on!
Have you gone up or down from last week?
Down.
I think it was down slightly.
but I'm second in the weekly at the minute.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. In 5th, we've got the Villains, Wayne Herbert. 4th, Peter Brown, Holdor FC. 3rd, Trent Enders, Mick Byram. 2nd, Lee Allett and the Smoking Guns. And still top, Fergie Time, Andrew Ferguson. I think Lee Allett's made a few points up so far this week. So hopefully he can close on Fergie and make it a bit of a contest going into the last third. The differential league, there's still a few games left in the game week, so that'll be updated on Twitter as soon as the game week ends.
Tell you that's quite tight now, isn't it? The differential league.
I think it has gone really tight.
I think there's 2 points between everyone.
Is that the latest?
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. It makes it a bit more challenging. That Gareth Bale choice from the community.
Yeah, cracking choice.
I know James were underneath plugging him. It's got to be Bale.
Technically, I'm still part of the community when it comes to the differential league. So I'm picking my favourite, and then doing a full blown Twitter campaign with paid for ads and everything. We've got to win.
Really, we should switch it across to you being the leader of the community team, and we'll still do the polls, but I think you should be picking the 4 players that go on there, James. Because
Yeah,
Because
that's a good,
I mean,
good
I
idea.
choose them every week. I just look at 4 decent options and throw them out there. But I think you being part of the community it'd probably work if you were to pick the 4 to give out to the people.
Okay. I
If we could do
shall
that for
accept your challenge.
excellent, excellent game on. Yeah, so that'll be updated later on. A bit of news regarding the website dreamteamtonic.com, which you get across there. We've got the blogs from Ben and James, the Dream Team teams. You can see the blogs on there, updated thoughts and things going forward. A little bit more in depth in the write-ups. You've got Ben's fixtures on there for March, which just gives you a good insight into all the teams' fixtures that are going on this month. Who's the best options to look at? We've got 2 new recruits today. We've got a new FPL blogger on our site who's Louis, and his handle is at FPL Reactions. If you can give him a follow. And we've got a very first new fan team blogger, which is Mike which is at FPL_Harriers. I'm going to give them lads a follow. Their blogs will be up soon, the first blogs. So we're happy to have them on board. I think that's all, chaps. It's been a nice evening. Hopefully, hopefully our thoughts and feelings pay off and give a few of our listeners a good boost in their mini leagues. And we will be back next Wednesday, Thursday, where it might be. So yeah, so we'll see you next week. It's a thanks from me.
Thanks from me.
And a thanks from me. Cheers, guys.
If you haven't already, just hit that subscribe button. It only take you 2 seconds, and it is appreciated. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Cheers.
Yeah.